my second in command, the one, the only Diamond Assassin, aka Lewis.
What's up, people?
Of course, we're also joined by the undying and forever grateful Hungry Hufflepuff, aka Allie.
Grateful?
Oh.
Do you have any idea how much of a curse immortality is?
I do.
Oh man, that is a bitch.
Jeez.
She angry. She angry.
Oh, she's angry! She's angry! And of course, we're also joined by the wonderful DJ Lionheart, aka Leon.
Hey guys.
And of course, the forever vertical Gallows, aka Thomas.
Yo, what's up?
Vertical.
The forever vertical.
Oh yeah.
Sleep standing up.
Oh, get her.
Fuck you.
He does the post. It's like the plank, but instead of laying out flat, you're just standing in one place.
Basically.
Oh my god. All right. Oh yeah, it is episode 21. Thank you, Leon. Once again, we are professionals.
Professionals at their finest.
Anyways, so this can't be a normal episode of the podcast, but I will give you some before we get into our main events. I am going to give you a slight update. From this point on, we are no longer going to be going live. We are going to be posting a mostly unedited. The only thing we would be cutting out is any long, awkward pauses. We're going to start recording our episodes and then posting them still on Saturdays around the same time. So it shouldn't be too much of a shift for you. It's just no longer going to be live. There is less of that interactive element. This is mostly just in case. This is an easier way to promote ourselves and get ourselves into the algorithm. And of course, eventually just try to build a bigger fan base. Once we feel like we built a big enough fan base, we will go back to doing this live. But until then, this will be the last live Snodacast for a while. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get into a normal thing that we always do. Weekly updates. This is the part of the show where we actually ask everybody how was their week and just go from typical bullfuckery that ensues. So, we gotta ask, Lewis, how was your week, buddy?
I had one of those bad days at work. A bad week at work. So I'm just getting through that. So
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I really am.
yeah. So I was like, I really did not want to be at work during that day, and I was very frustrated, and people didn't want to leave me alone when I told them I needed my space. So, yeah.
That tends to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything fun happened, though, this week or this last weekend since we last saw you?
No, I did. I've just been working, dude. It's just nothing but working. So, I mean, the only fun thing that I've was going to have planned is probably go to the movie theaters, but I didn't get to do that because I had to be taking care of my sister because my parents went to a quick little vacation. So for one day.
Well, well, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
It's fine.
Right. So, Allie, do you care to tell us?
The Chronicles of Allie.
Yep, the Chronicles of Allie.
So,
Amazon.
I got to spend a night in a homeless shelter.
With him.
Wait, what?
Really? Why? Why?
What?
Hold on.
Circumstances I won't get into, just that there was some confusion over key and end of lease. I ended up being homeless for a night.
Well, that's always fun.
Shit.
So I got to spend the night at the local homeless shelter. Glad I've never badmouthed any of those places.
That's a good thing, yeah.
But some of the nicest guys I've ever met got me taken care of, shower, laundry, bed, breakfast in the morning.
Hey, you can't beat a deal like that sometimes.
No.
And people think that homeless people are mean as fuck because they're homeless. No, they're actually the nicest and humble people you'll meet.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So the man who checked me in to the shelter kept telling me, "This does not define you." I'm sitting here like I'm only here for a night.
Yeah. I'm here thanks to a key confusion. Thank you, though.
You got me
Maybe
through
it
the
was
night.
probably
Thank
if
you.
you didn't say that because they'd be like, well, then if you're not homeless, then what the fuck are you doing here? Just
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that I did kind of have that feeling that I did kind of have the feeling that was going to be the reaction I
You
had,
got,
but
yeah,
no,
well, that's always
I
good.
was well taken care of.
That's good.
That's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. So aside from that pure excitement, anything else happen?
I mean, nothing happened on the Amazon front.
Well, unfortunately, this isn't. This is not going to be an episode of Alley Chronicles Amazon edition. This is going to be Homeless edition, but that's fun.
Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely, no.
It's not the first time in my existence.
Sounds like a mini spin-off series we need to do. The Adventures of
The
Allie.
Adventures of Alley. We're gonna make it completely like freaking what is it? Adobe Flash animated. Look as cheap as shit.
Man, that'd be really interesting to see, honestly.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd be down for it. Alrighty then. So Leon, anything fun happened this week?
No, not really. Still same issues. I already talked to Allie about this one particular incident that makes me really annoyed about everything in general, but I'm not going to go into detail about that. Let's just say it really fucking sucked and it fucked up.
I skimmed through that
okay.
conversation. It was it seemed like it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I'll
what,
read it
Leon? At
later.
least you're not alone. We're all dealing with some sort of shit at this point.
Oh, especially for
Yeah.
me today. But that's a different story.
Oh God, what?
Well, it's not something I did. It's something that happened to me. It's a whole situation. I'll get into it here in a bit. But Gallows, what happened this week, man? What happened since the last time you
let's
saw
see.
your vertical face?
Let's see. I went to the movies. Went to go see Haunted Mansion.
What do you
Really
think?
fucking enjoyed it. Honestly, it was really
Yep.
good.
Unfortunately, it is
I
one of
heard
Disney's
it's
next
good.
flops.
It's
Believe it or
good.
not, it is flopping. Right now.
Really?
It is. Yeah. Unfortunately,
Why?
piss poor marketing. No celebrities can market it right now. So
And also, it's not looking good with their announcement of Snow White, or woke Snow White, as people are calling it.
Oh
like,
God.
yeah. No, we're not
Oh
getting.
man.
But no,
Yeah,
it's,
we're not gonna
it's
get
just
it's bad.
Disney's been having a lot of flops, regardless of what the movies are. They've been having a lot of box office flops. Like the last good
I'm
one I
sorry.
think they had was Guardians 3.
Uh,
I'm
I actually
sorry.
just wa- I
Woke
actually-
think
Snow
so.
White?
Yeah,
As
People
woke
are-
white, as we
oh.
call it. Yes.
yeah. People are calling
Oh,
it that because the
yeah.
person who is being portrayed as Snow White,
Is Latino.
Well, not only that, but she is also dissing the whole entire movie to begin with.
She is basically
She's
saying
dissing the
that
original.
this is
oh.
yeah. She's going on a fucking spree saying that she doesn't. Of course, Gal Gadot's right next to her. And she's like, yeah, she doesn't need, it's not a factor of fairness as in beauty. It's a factor of fairness as in ruling. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Modernize that. I don't give a shit. But then she's like, oh yeah, she doesn't get saved by the prince. I'm like, that's the whole
basic
point.
thing of Snow White.
And
Yeah.
then she also talked about the dwarves too, which
Oh
was
yeah,
another
so they're no
controversial
longer
thing.
going to be the dwarves. They are going to be the seven bandits of questionable identities. But we're not going to get into that. And of course,
Didn't we have that already?
yes, we did.
Yes,
It's called
yes, we
Hollywood.
did.
No. We actually had a Snow White movie where the dwarves were bandits.
Snow
And
White and
the-
the Huntsman.
and-
The Huntsman.
Snow
Was
White
that
and the
it?
Yeah, but they were
Yes.
still dwarves.
Yes. Yeah, they were still
Yeah.
well.
just
They were
dwarf
still
bandits.
quote unquote dwarves.
Yeah.
But
We've
they
had a-
were
we've had a
all
couple
CGI men CGI to short people.
Yeah.
But we've had a couple of Snow White movies where the Snow White didn't end up getting saved by the prince in the end.
Yeah, we've had those, but it's
Uh,
just, she was still. Here's the thing: this is a German folklore. They still had dwarves, whether they be real dwarves or not.
All right.
And you have and again, this is because German folklore. It's the same reason why a lot of The Witcher doesn't work on top of the god awful writing. Is this you got to take into the fact of where it came from, and then go into the factor of, well, this is what it's based off of. This is where the author got his ideas, his or her ideas, and German folklore. The whole point why she was called Snow White is because her skin was described as white as snow.
And pale as white.
Pale as white. Like, I may be pale. I am not that pale. We're talking like
Skin was pale.
You're not alley pale.
Skin was pale as
Alley's
snow.
pale.
we are
Hair
as dark as midnight. I think is what they said.
And then lips as red as blood.
Yes.
Lips as red as blood. Exactly. So that is the description of Snow White. So of course a Latino character or a Latino actress can totally take over. Which again, minor nitpick, fine, whatever. But the fact that we're not getting any dwarves, they're just called bandits. There's like one little person I think in the whole group. All because, Peter being just bitch and moaned about it. But that's besides the point. We can get into that in like a Snoda reel if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
But right now, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our Snowquicks. So, Gallows, not Snowquicks. We're going to wrap up our weekly updates. So, Gallows, did you actually have anything else fun that happened this week?
Besides that, no. I got let go of my job, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. It's because they let you.
Son of a gun.
They let him go because he doesn't have his license.
That's a weird way to kind of let someone go.
On a park.
Like, do you need your license to work your job?
No, it's just it's a way.
Yeah,
it's a
whatever.
reliable transportation means. That's why they did it. I kind of have an idea of why they did it. It's because reliable transportation. You can't rely on the bus all the time. So I get it.
That sounds hinky to me.
Oh, it does. No, I definitely would say look into
That
it a little bit more.
sounds too fucking sketchy.
Very.
Well, at least you're not like Oregon, where they can fire you with no reason and they
whatever.
don't
Honestly,
tell you.
don't really care about it no more.
Wow. Fuck Oregon then. Anyways, so
Fuck Oregon.
that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go into now show. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, for me, nothing terribly interesting. The reason why I was saying, I had a kind of a similar situation is so. The way that it currently works out right now is because of where I work and how little my paychecks are, my landlord has worked out a deal with me to where I have to pay $40 a day, which is fine every day that I work, mind you. So there's that. Today, in tips and mileage, on card tips, I got a grand total of $14.
Yikes.
And I got $7 in cash tips.
Shit.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now, meaning I'm going to have to go Uber tonight, which is fun. Fine, whatever. I don't give a shit. But, fuck sleep. What's this thing called sleep again? I've heard about it. I heard it's really nice. But that being said,
don't believe the lies. It's horrible.
Don't believe the lies. Yeah, I know. It's horrible.
You're not missing out.
I know. It is what it is. What's that energy? Rebuilding your body. Oh, fuck all that. I don't give a shit. I'll just wither and die. Anyways, it's just no, I'm kidding. Of course, sleep is very important, but the biggest thing is just like, I'm just gonna have to Uber until I get about $40, which usually means I'll just have to Uber for a couple hours. It's not that bad because at night, especially on Saturday nights, you tend to get more money and there tends to be more trips. So I may have to drive to Dallas, but at least I can get some drive. At least I can get some shit. And I also only have half a tank of gas, so let's see how far that gets me before I have to spend more money. Anyways, the rest of my week, nothing really major. I did have the possibility of so I got to talk to a cigar rep for Perdomo cigars for my cigar aficionados out there. I got to talk to a sales rep for Perdomo. And I told him, hey, I've considered possibly getting into this field. And he said, well, look, we're going to be looking for a lot of people. If I hear anything, I'll keep an ear to the ground and I'll get in contact with the guys here that own the cigar shop. And they know you and we'll get in contact that way. And I'm like, perfect. That sounds great. So your boy may be becoming a cigar rep at some point. I don't know yet. Yeah, very interesting. I get to travel a lot. So I may or may not be in and out here. Yeah, nah, I won't stay away too long. I'll always find time to, if I can find an hour or two to record this stuff with you guys, I can find an hour or two to record.
I mean, it's just recording now, so they're not going live.
Exactly. So, there you go. But that being said, let's go ahead and get into Now Showing. This week for Now Showing, and believe it or not, we are actually doing it without pictures. So this week for Now Showing, we're going to go ahead and talk about TMNT, Mutant Mayhem, and the Meg 2, The Trench. So, I have plans to see TMNT at some point. I will eventually also see the Meg. I'd have no intentions of seeing the Meg until my buddy forces me to go.
But I'd rather see TMNT than the Meg.
Exactly. Honestly. So there is that.
More of the
Yeah. So I have heard nothing but good things about TMNT. Well, a few things. I've heard a few minor details, but that's like from older TMNT fans since like the 90s and the 80s. So of course there's a few details that's like
So the crotchety.
What's up?
So the crotchety group.
Sure. Let's go with that.
The ones who complain just to complain.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not really complaining. They're saying it's just it rubs me the wrong way. But that being said, it's not a terrible idea because it's weird. Anyways, so there is that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie. I have heard a few rumors about what they do with a particular character, and that's fine. It doesn't really change the story, so who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. I love the trailers. I love the cast. The cast is fucking stacked.
Oh, the cast is
It's
solid.
a solid cast.
It was
You know
really
what's
great.
You know what sucks about it though? It's an hour and 40 minutes.
I don't care.
No. I'm saying that sucks with such a stacked cast. Of course,
Oh.
you're gonna have like characters just be like, okay, we got. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. We got a random box of mutants. That's literally what it is. So,
Yeah.
Just chuck them in the pitching machine.
I mean,
again.
at this point, like, is there a TV series going on right now? Because if not, I'm assuming they're either going to gear up for another movie or another TV series.
I think there's a series going on right now. I'm
no,
not.
they wrapped it
too
up with a movie. Rise of the
they
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got wrapped up with a movie.
Oh, okay.
Now, granted,
So,
of course,
yeah.
there is
no.
supposed to be a spin-off show from this, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that we're going to be following a few mutants. Like, a few mutants might be getting their own spin-offs. So that's interesting. I'm very interested to see where they go with that, especially if it's going to be this, like, they're going to go into different styles of animation as well. So that's cool. I like that. Now, of course, it's going to be Paramount exclusive because, God damn it,
Yeah.
everybody's going to have Paramount Plus. But it is what it is. I don't really care. If all I have to see is the movies, then all I have to see is the movies. I don't care. It is what it is. But of course, that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go to the Meg 2. It's a megalodon. Anyways, that's all I have to say.
As much as I love
That's what
Jason
the fuck.
Statham,
Yeah.
as much as I love Jason Statham, I'm not very interested in this one.
At this point, it's just
I don't think the Meg.
It's
Sorry.
dumb fun for the last 20 minutes
I mean, the first one was
Of
kind
how
of
much?
fun too.
of, I believe, a 2-hour movie.
Not worth it.
it just feels like a fucking they're pulling a Sharknado at this point.
No, and here's the thing: they're
The
not even
Meg-
going
the-
over the top until the last 20 minutes. That's what I've heard. Like the majority of this is like corporate espionage. You have a whole bunch of other groups, and it's like, I came here for shark action. What the fuck is this shit?
Seriously.
So yeah, it's like, look, okay, if you like Jason Statham, and apparently they do. I have heard that they lean in kind of that cheesy comedy. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting. I like that. That's a decent idea.
It's like going to a D&D session and everything but the last 20 minutes is a monologue. By the
Oh,
DM.
so like a D&D session with Shadow.
Damn. Damn.
He's not watching this shit. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, Allie knows exactly what I'm
Wow.
I
talking about.
do know what you're talking about.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck,
Gallows
shots
would-
fired.
Gallows knows who I'm
I don't-
talking about. Leon and Lewis know who I'm talking about. But Allie
Yeah.
knows what I'm talking about.
God damn.
And
Like,
guess-
I can get
guess, it's
long-winded.
accurate. It's
I
accurate.
can get long-winded, but I give time for my players to get involved throughout the session, not just at the last minute.
Yeah. Allie,
Oy.
I was accurate, wasn't I?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Anywho. So,
I think this is one of his worst works he's done for his acting career. I don't like either of the movies.
No, it's not.
No.
Jason Statham is a really good actor and a really good martial artist. He is, but honestly, this is one of the worst ones.
Sorry.
There is way worse stuff that no one even talks about. That's
Yeah, he's been in a lot of dog shit. This is not his worst
Yeah.
movie. Not to hate on Jason
it feels like
Statham.
it
He
to me.
obviously gives it that one star. He's one of those actors, like, you put him in a bad movie, he's definitely going to draw people in. But
Mhm.
he's, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Expendables 4. Let me put it that way.
At least we got that.
I mean,
for me.
I will say,
Or-
like, I did like some of his movies that he did, like which
Crank
was
is one of my favorites of his. I love Crank.
Crank.
Crank,
Crank
great.
Transporter 1, 2, and
The
3 were good.
Transporter, yeah. Transporter 1 and 2. That's
The
it.
Mechanic
Oh, 1
is
and 2.
essentially
Sorry, there's
another
no 3.
Transformer. Or not Transformer. The Mechanic is another Transporter, in my opinion. It's like a ripoff, but it still has the same star.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I loved Crank. Crank was great. I'd love to see another Crank. Honestly, I'm telling you right now,
Awesome.
I think Crank with Jason Momoa would be really good. I think that's a good remake. I think that's a good.
That
Yeah,
would
it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, because Jason Momoa has that like different tone to how he does like crazy over the top stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
interested to see where he could go with that. Like, because I would love to see him do that. Plus, if you see him do Crank, I think that would anybody that's like on the fence about him possibly playing Lobo. I think if you see him do like a Crank-esque movie, everybody like that's Lobo, 100%.
Yeah.
So, which by the way, James
that'll
Gunn,
work.
if you are listening, which I highly doubt, but anyways, if you are, I bet your brother, he's really nice. Anyways, James,
Or
if you are
if you're seeing
listening,
this
for
in
the
the
love
future.
of fucking God, if you do not make Jason Momoa, because I know you're keeping him as a different role, if you do not make him Lobo, you have drastically failed where everybody else already has. Jason Momoa for Lobo, fucking start the campaign. I'll get the signatures. Anyways, that being said,
I'll make the flags.
so yeah, there we go. All right, so we have one with Cowabunga, dudes, and the other one with It's a Megalodon. Anyways, so
Well, for me, I'm excited to see both movies. I enjoyed the first Meg movie. I really enjoyed it. So I'm probably gonna enjoy the second one.
Yeah.
I'm always happy for a TMNT movie,
Oh.
except for the Michael Bay ones, but that's beside the
honestly,
point.
I've softened on the Michael Bay ones. The second one,
I still haven't.
Out of the Shadows, is
one.
pretty good. The first one still it's a hard hill to climb, but it's not terrible. I don't hate it.
I really don't hate the
It's
Didn't
got
even
some
know
good
that Michael Bay
scenes.
made a teenage.
It's got it's got one of the best scenes in live action for the TMNT, which is the fucking elevator scene.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I'm.
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking
one
of.
of-
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Those
is,
movies.
like,
That was. Yeah.
even though it's only 30 seconds, like that is one of the best scenes I have ever like. It's great. So
I heard
The turtle
from what I've
rapping.
heard from the Mutant Mayhem, it might beat Into the Spider-Verse for best animation.
ooh, yeah,
What
I
I've
heard
heard.
it's similar but different. It's actually drawn
Yeah,
like
from-
what a teenager would draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I might be seeing it either Monday or Tuesday. It depends on what all goes down.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it for sure. All right.
I'll figure out some way to watch them.
So here's what I'm going to go around to each table. Or not to each table, to each video over here. All right, Lewis.
What's up?
Cowabunga or Megalodon?
Cowabunga.
Allie.
Cowabunga, dudes!
All right. Leon.
Well, you guys know I'm gonna say them both, but I think the first one's definitely Cowabunga.
All right. And Gallows.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing You could have just said Cowabunga, man.
Oh, okay. Cowabunga. Over here, sound like Mikey and stuff. Fucking Diamond.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, no, absolutely. That's one of my favorite voices to do, even though it hurts my throat like crazy. Luckily,
Well, I kind of feel like Mikey's the easiest one to do out of all of them. It's just
honestly
it's more
no.
raps.
Raph is just do a New Yorker, man. Like it's not hard. Donnie is not terrible. Donnie's like one where you can really play around with, but like I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I think Mikey, yeah, I would definitely agree Mikey's probably the easiest. If you have like that gravel in your voice, for sure. But beyond that, I think Leo is probably the easiest one to do. You can either do two different versions of Leo.
Really?
Funny with Leo, I saw a video about one of the guys talking about TMNT, and it turns out the actor that's doing Leo's voice actually also used to play Gumball. Yeah, he took over playing Gumball from Adventures of Gumball in season 5.
Oh, okay, so he's a replacement. Okay, got you.
Yeah, he was a replacement because the original artist was getting too old and his voice was changing.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You started to notice it in season 4. You really did. So, I think like with Adventure Time, it works to have the voice change because I know Sven's voice got deeper. because of his voice actor. But beyond that, I think that was I'm looking forward to this movie 100%. Mikey's still my favorite character, and of course, I forgot to mention it in weekly updates. If you can't tell, my Funko Pops line has actually upgraded. I've had this one for a while. I got the Ghostbusters ones recently, and then I got this last night. My favorite interpretation of a particular character, if you do not know the twist or reveal behind the Last Ronin comic, which, by the way, if you are a TMNT fan, highly recommend checking out the Last Ronin comic if you haven't already. I think you can get it. You can get like the whole volumes of Last Ronin for, I want to say $20 at Barnes and Noble, and I got a hardcover copy, so love that. Mm-hmm. And then that was like $16 when I got it. So, yeah. Alrighty then. So, going from that, we're going to go ahead and go into our main topics for the night. We actually have quite a few new trailers to talk about, and that includes Loki Season 2, Saw X, Spy Kids Armageddon, and Slaughterhouse. I hate the fact that I had to say that out loud. But that being said, so let's go ahead and go straight into Loki Season 2. I actually am looking forward to this. This is Loki was one of my favorite Marvel Disney Plus shows.
I think a lot of people went.
More interesting ones. Don't get me wrong; they definitely fucked over Loki in some way, shape, or form, and it was obviously meant to tease Kang and everything else like that. But that being said, I love the set design. I loved a lot of the different ways we get to see all these different timelines. Highly recommend Loki Season 1 if you haven't watched it.
Loki definitely had an interesting story.
It did, sure. But then it went over from they started focusing less and less on Loki and more on Sylvie. This one seems like they're going to be balancing out a lot more, so I am interested to see where they go with that. Also, come on, you have the Wow Man himself. Wow, you have Owen Wilson in that show, and I'm looking forward. And plus, we also got Kwon Ji Han, I believe is his name.
And then you have Tara Strong, who has played multiple voices as
Miss
the
Minutes.
clock.
Yeah, she's Miss Minutes. But no, I believe it's Kwon Ji Han is what's the guy's name for Short Round? I believe it's Kwon Ji Han.
I think so. I don't remember.
I forget how to say his name. But anyway, Short Round, or the dad from freaking not the dad, the husband from Everything Everywhere All at Once,
or Goonies,
fucking Oscar winner,
or Goonies.
Or Goonies. Yeah, I will give you Goonies. So
guys, stop trying to eat your mics.
No.
Fuck you, Lewis. You stole my bit. Fuck you. Anyways.
Fuck yourself.
All right. Well, if you insist. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. That's a premium feature.
Don't.
There's a premium feature.
Demonetized for that.
He's like, wait, there's a premium feature for this?
Oh my god. But anyways,
only at Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
We gotta get the paywall up.
Yeah, we do. But anyways,
I have seen a clip from one of the clips that's been released. The one where it has Loki glitching.
Yeah, time slipping. It looks.
Really the whole glitching thing is perfect.
Well,
for him.
And somebody actually pointed out that it's not. It's glitching. Basically the live action. It's basically the live action version of what was happening on Into the Spider-Verse.
True, but in this, he is actually slipping in and out of moments of time. So that's why they do call it time slipping instead of calling it glitching. And it does look different.
In fairness,
it looks like he's like being stretched like string cheese.
Yeah.
Jesus. In fairness, I only saw the one clip.
Fair.
And they never put a name to it.
Well, if you watch the trailer, they do call it time slipping. And it's actually a really funny quote. It's like, Dad, can you stop? It's like, whoa, time slipping. It's like, yeah. You know what it is? Well, yeah. And it's like, can you stop it? No. It's like, what do you...
That is like just, wow. No, that's...
I swear that's going to be a great meme.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Like, wow.
It's going to be a great series. It's going to be a great season for this one.
Believe it or not, Owen Wilson does not say wow in that scene. Believe it or not.
In fairness, I think he's only said it once.
I think he only said it once or... No, he said it multiple times throughout his career. But I think he only said it once. Yeah. Fuck off, goddamn Cars simp. I bet you even like Cars 2, damn it. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Actually, all right. With that being said, my second in command is now dead to me. So
it's like Keanu Reeves and
whoa. Okay, to be fair, Keanu Reeves said "whoa" a lot more times than you think.
Yeah,
but that being
said, but you with how I said it, you know exactly which one I'm referring to.
Whoa. Yeah, I know exactly what you're referring to.
You would think if he was gonna say "wow" at any time, that would have been the perfect way to slip it in right there.
Oh, 100%. But I think they're gonna show it off. But no, I think he said it once in season 1. I don't know. I haven't watched season 1 in a while.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. Anyway, so
It's been a minute since I've seen it.
this looks like a fun season. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know if they're going to be cutting around Jonathan Majors or not. There's been rumors cutting around that they're going to do that, but we'll have to just wait and see. Any thoughts on Loki season 2, everybody?
No,
I think
like I said, I think it's gonna be a really good series.
To it with all the anticipation.
One at a time, please.
Never.
Did you forget that this is the God of Mischief we're
Let
talking about?
chaos reign.
Okay, so to go from that, we're going to go ahead and go into Saw X. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this, even though I think Saw is like dead in the water. I think that this is definitely an interesting idea for sure. So for those of you that don't know, this is the plot synopsis. Saw X is actually taking place in between Saws 1 and 2. This is when John Kramer discovers that he has cancer. He goes down to, I believe, Tijuana, and he gets a quote-unquote cure. Lo and behold, of course, the cure was a scam. So when he comes back to America, he checks out to see that the tumor is still there, and now he has months to live. So what does he do? What John Kramer always fucking does. He kills people.
Murder the fuck everybody.
Punishes them.
Punishes people. Or lets them punish themselves.
He gives them the chance.
He gives them jack
A slim
shit.
chance.
Shut the fuck up. I hate that argument about Jigsaw. Jigsaw's a fucking murderer, and you can kiss my ass, but that's what makes him great.
John-
Anyways.
No, I remember seeing a TikTok about this where it was Tobin Bell in one of the scenes just looking over the room, and when he walks off, the camera goes onto a napkin that he left where he was standing that just said, I think it was Amanda's back.
Yeah. So
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie for sure. I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see where this is going. And my thing is I'm curious, are we going to get that orange filter that every fucking Hollywood movie seems to think Mexico is?
I'm also pretty sure
that filter, that shitty
that
filter.
we're going to see a house over in Universal on Halloween Horror Nights.
Wouldn't
Most
surprise
likely.
me. Now, I don't believe Saw X is coming out this... No, it is coming out this year. It's coming out this September.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
it is.
Interesting.
I'm really excited for the movie. I think it's going to be one of the better ones out of the series. It might go up to past 1. So.
I don't know. I think Saw 2 is still definitely one of my favorites, just because I like the traps in Saw 2. Saw 1, believe it or not, does not show that much gore. Everybody's like, "Oh, I thought I saw more gore." No, it's not as gory as you think. It's really tame. Which, granted, is because of the budget.
A lot of, well, and in fairness, a lot of that stuff, the theater of the mind is really good at making it better.
That's why sometimes some of the scariest stuff is stuff you never see in the movie.
Precisely.
Yeah,
that's true.
So.
And plus, Saw 1 is
my horror script. It's going to take place in one room, and you hear a bunch of fucked up shit happening in the background. And it's 5 hours.
It's survival horror. It's survival horror.
And it's 5 hours long.
The people in the room are slowly going insane.
You're making it too good. We're trying to go for cheap fucking scares here. Anyways, that being said, Lewis, do you have any thoughts on Saw X?
I mean, it's just like any other. I think it's just, to me, just another cash grab. It's gonna keep. It's gonna. I don't know. I feel like it. With any other franchise that's known, like especially like with comparing it to like Scream as well too. Like whatever's popular, they're gonna keep on trying to renew it for the next generation to come to make it a lot more, I guess, like relatable. So.
Fair enough.
I get where you're coming from, especially with Spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Spiral is trying to take it in a new direction, and I don't hate it for that. However, it's just a horrible execution. That being said, Jigsaw tried to do the same thing. It's like, oh, this is a story that you never really knew, and it's like, okay, whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. I like the fact that we're kind of going back to basics. This is before he dies, because spoiler alert for the Saw franchise, Jigsaw is killed within like the third movie. Like he's dead. Like 100% dead, mind you. So every time it's like, oh, even though the fact that even though they keep like bringing his ass back, it's all flashbacks. God damn it! Like it's flashbacks from movie 3 onward. It is just entirely flashbacks, and yes, that includes Jigsaw. Yeah. So it's just, it is what it is. But that being said,
it's not like the comics where somebody can come back at the tip of the hat.
So yeah, no, I don't hate the Saw franchise. I definitely think it went way too far into torture porn after I believe the second one. But it's still it's a fun franchise. The fact that we got one for like every year since the second one came out, and it was every Halloween, like that dominated Halloween box office for like years.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like don't
get
me wrong,
got old really fast.
Yeah, it did.
For me, after the fifth one, I was kind of like, I'm done. I'm done.
I have the whole franchise minus Spiral. I don't have Spiral. I don't really want to get Spiral, honestly.
The third one was it for me. I only saw the first 3, and that's it. I didn't want to watch it no more.
I don't blame you. I watched the majority of them in the made-for-TV version, so I need to actually eventually sit down and watch all of them at some point. It's on my to-do list. Let me put it that way. It's the same thing with Final Destination and all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. You have to watch those. I'm not forcing myself to watch all the Friday the 13th movies because Jesus Christ, I actually want to live. I don't want to jump out of a fucking window head first onto concrete. Because let's be perfectly honest, iconic franchise, terrible movies. Fun movies.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Wait, what were we talking about? Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th. Jesus Christ.
I feel like those movies were just like rinse and repeat, just kind of like the same.
I've never watched them. I've never watched the Friday the 13th series.
I don't blame you. The only one that's actually like genuinely kind of fun is Jason X. That's the
one I love the most.
Yeah, Jason X is pretty
fun. Go movie for
Freddy vs. Jason is is a fine movie. I don't hate it. It's
people want a sequel.
Well, I honestly, I don't know.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
There's been rumors.
They want a sequel of Jason versus Michael, or Jason versus one of the other mini slashers.
The rumor was after Freddy versus Jason, it was going to be Freddy, Jason versus Chucky, or Ghostface, I believe. I don't remember which one.
So, funny enough, here's what the original plot was going to be for Freddy versus Jason. It's going to be Freddy, Jason, and Ash from Evil Dead.
Really?
Oh,
Ash was going to be fighting Freddy and Jason. So
holy shit,
that's interesting. I would love to see that. Don't get me wrong. It sucks that Bruce Campbell's too old to do it now. Same thing with, obviously, same thing with Robert Englund. Robert Englund has expressed relentlessly that he is too old for the character, and I don't blame him because he's like he did like doing his own stunts. He did, or a lot of his own stunts. He can't keep up with the physicality anymore. In my opinion, and hear me out, give Jackie Earle Haley another chance. Because he was the most terrifying part of that god-awful dog shit movie. He was the best part.
Which one?
Give him another chance. Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
It's funny you brought it up. I actually just saw today there's possible of a requel.
That is what the rumor.
No, please.
Around. No. A requel is one of the rumors that is spreading. But that's a whole different topic that we can bring up at some point. Let's go ahead and get back into. Let's reel back in here real quick. So our next trailer that we're going to talk about is Spy Kids Armageddon. Speaking of reboots, another reboot of Spy Kids franchise.
Fucking damn it! Just let it die.
They learned their lesson after the time one.
No, after the third movie, people didn't.
There was a fourth one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like the Game Over didn't even do as well. They killed the franchise.
Game Over was not the best of the three original movies.
Yeah. Here's my thing, Robert Rodriguez. If you're ever listening to this, love you to death. You made some kick-ass movies, and I love the first 2 Spy Kids movies. I actually have a soft spot for 3. 3 is pretty good in my opinion. It's not good. It's a nostalgia thing.
No, I enjoyed 3. I won't.
4 was dog shit. I'm sorry. 4 was absolute dog shit. Shark Boy and Lava Girl, while an interesting concept, terrible movie. Minus the memes. The memes are great.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl was actually a decent movie. The reboot on the Netflix was
that wasn't a reboot. That was a sequel.
That sequel was god awful.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Loose sequel. one of the loosest terms of sequel. But anyways, that being said, so Sir Rodriguez, if you are listening, if you do not make Machete Kills in Space, I'm going to fucking murder you. Jesus Christ. Fucking make me Machete 3.
He's joking.
Machete Kills.
He's joking.
I'm mostly joking. I want my Machete Kills in Space. God damn it, you have been teasing it since Machete fucking Kills. It actually leaves on a cliffhanger in that fucking movie. If I do not get my Machete Kills in Space, I'm going to fucking scream. Jesus Christ, give me Machete Kills in Space.
That's if he wants to do it.
That
he wants to do it.
Danny wants to do it. He wants to do it. He's just like, look, I have 15 other projects. I'm like, fuck the 15 other projects. Get me Machete Kills in Space, goddammit. I don't mind the kids' movies. That's fine. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. But Jesus Christ, give me one more goddamn Machete movie. I want a fucking trilogy of Machete movies. And you have fucking promised me a third one. Hell, since the first one. And then you changed the fucking title to Machete Kills in Space. I want my Machete Kills in Space. I want my damn laser machete. God fucking damn it. Give me this fucking movie. Jesus.
I think we've lost him.
Yes.
Instead of a regular machete, it's gonna be a fucking lightsaber machete.
That'd be great. A great idea for a machete.
Hey, have you not watched the beginning of Machete Kills? It literally teases that. Because it's presented as a grindhouse film, and so they have a trailer for Machete Kills in Space, and the joke is like with Leonardo DiCaprio as the man in the iron mask, and then it just goes ting, after subject to change. God damn it! I want this fucking movie. You don't have to tease me another one. You don't have to make another one. Just make one fucking more. Jesus Christ, get it done. Get the fucking trilogy out. I don't care what you got to do. I don't care if it just gets distributed through Netflix. I'll find a bootleg copy somewhere. But Jesus Christ, give me my Machete Kills in Space.
Going for 3 minutes. We haven't even talked about the trailer that we started on.
My point being said,
just to let everyone know, we do not promote bootlegging.
No, we don't. Anyways,
we don't.
No.
Anyways, no, completely joking. No, we when it comes to actually giving the rights, yes, obviously. I'm talking about bootlegging, getting like a physical copy. That's what I'm talking about. Because Netflix refuses to give us physical copies. I still want my fucking season 3 and 4 of goddamn Stranger Things. Fuck.
Remember when they did have them? They did have the whole hard copies.
And that's it. They've yet to release season 3. They've yet to release season 4. Why? You have those VHS copies. Anyways, that's a whole different.
I want to point out. Yeah. This is the same company that cancels the good shows and keeps the iffy ones going.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a company run by morons.
Anyways, that being said, on to Spy Kids. I will give it a fair shot. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look as bad as the fourth one did, because let's be perfectly honest, the fourth one looked like absolute dog shit, and it was, for the most part, absolute dog shit. Or I guess robo dog shit. I don't know. Anyways, yes,
with
that is a
smell-o-vision.
Oh,
because I went there. I went there when it first came out, and they gave me the fucking cue cards. I wish I would have still had it. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait for it to come on streaming service or on TV.
So Spy Kids Armageddon is going directly to Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
Well,
yeah.
Of course.
I'll watch it, but at this point,
I'm gonna give it a chance because the kids don't look half bad. I like the fact that Zachary Levi is playing the dad. That's actually really good. If you do not give me a Cheech Marin cameo, I'm gonna be very disappointed, because nothing will ever beat the "Shh, I'm not your uncle." Nothing will ever beat that. I'm sorry, nothing will ever beat that. And the fact that it got called back in the third one, it's like, well, I'm their uncle, and he just flies off. Oh man, those first 3 movies, man, I'm telling you. Do you think God hides up in heaven because he too fears what he created? It's like, yes, Steve Buscemi, I too fear what I created. It's in the toilet bowl. Anyways, just that being
I think
said,
that's one of the best comics from that. One of the best lines from that.
Yeah, from that second one. Yeah, you know, it definitely beats the camel poop line, which I don't know why I found funny as a kid, but I guess I did.
It's still hilarious.
Because it was poop joke. It's a poop joke.
Because it was poop joke, and we were
To be fair, it is hard to make both kids and adults laugh at a poop joke or a fart joke. Fart jokes in particular, they're actually really hard to make you laugh. But every now and then I fucking chuckle, I guess. Anyways,
yeah.
So on to our last trailer.
That poor face, bro.
Just the pure
defeat, disappointment of like, God, do we really have to fucking talk about this? I want to fucking
Slaughterhouse. So literally the description is, we've had Cocaine Bear, we've had Killer Sharks, we've had Sharknado, or it was like basically all these killer animals. Now get ready for Slaughterhouse, and I'm like,
what is it? Explain it to me.
It's like
it's a movie. It's a movie about okay. So it's a movie about a fucking
Literally.
3-toed sloth that goes on a rampage and killing people. Basically,
Okay,
that's all it is.
The fuck?
It's retarded.
I don't
No,
know.
I highly doubt that.
I don't know.
Because I don't see how that would work. Like we've all seen how slow sloths move.
It's mostly because they're constipated, but that's a different story.
a sloth or a toad?
Sloth.
Sloth.
A 3-toed sloth.
3-toed sloth.
So, I would like to talk about.
I'm hoping they gave it speed.
Don't know what to say.
I mean, that'd be funny, but no, I
really
just
would.
look.
I don't know what to say about
everybody
that, 'cause that just
deserves to make a
seems
bag at
messed
some
up.
point, but
I'm not gonna lie. For a second, Christian, instead of sloth, I heard like toad. I thought like they were making a horror movie about a toad. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Now I'm starting to think about it. I'm like,
That
it's
would make
possible.
more sense than a fucking sloth. There are poison toads.
yeah.
You touch the toad, you die.
Well, actually, you could make a giant mutated toad.
Yeah.
I mean, they already
Yeah.
made a giant mutated spider and big ass spider.
I mean, if
Or
we're,
eight-legged freaks.
if we're really getting down to
During
it,
the last, during the last writer's strike, we got Dr. Horrible sing along blog. This time we're getting Slaughterhouse.
Hey, man! It's because of the whole animals.
I know that everybody except Gallows is just as disinterested and fucking saddened by this news. So
What? I think it'll be an interesting movie to watch. I really do. I'm sorry.
I have
fucking
not
horror
had
funny.
enough faith taken out of
funny.
humanity for you, have you? You have too much faith in humanity. Yeah, that's why.
No, not really. I have
I think
less faith in humanity. I just think this
honestly,
would be
this
hilarious to see.
sounds like dog shit.
This sounds like a movie I'm gonna get.
Probably will be dog shit.
Special baked, like the
you have to
baked
get fucking
feeling.
trashed.
I am gonna have to get sloshed, or I'm gonna have to get stoned in order to watch this movie. I'm sorry.
Or no, both.
Both.
Yeah,
Or
just get
both.
just get fucking hammered.
No. That's a whole different class of hangover. I'm not looking forward to. So no. I at least want to survive the next day and hopefully forget about it. But no. So
And I
yeah,
bet you the kills are gonna be horrible too. Of like,
honestly, if the kills are entertaining, I'll check it out. But Jesus
no,
Christ.
just like
They're probably going to be off
like
camera
fucking
kills. They're
like
probably going to be off
Zootopia. You know how the sloth is like just slowly going there. Dude,
Yeah,
I feel like that's where it's going. Honestly,
it could be. I don't know. It is what it is. So on to something that I actually want to talk about. And it is horror related. Ghostface is officially getting his own video game. And
yeah.
I actually don't hate this idea. However, I don't believe we are getting any of like the killers. Like none of the killers from the movies. These are just Ghostface costumes.
Now, what is it exactly? Is it going to be like a?
We still don't know. We just know that it's in development and it is a Ghostface game.
I would love to see a
So
story-driven Ghostface game, like with lore and you being as Ghostface, and you basically like going through
I
the
don't
whole.
hate it. It's not a bad idea.
It would be a stealth game
It'd be a what?
for the most part. Stealth game.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree.
Because I don't want it to be like a Dead by Daylight type situation.
No.
Which is
No,
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be. I think this one is more of a. Have you guys played the mobile game for it?
There was a mobile
There
game.
was a whole mobile game.
Yeah, there was a
I
mobile
think
game.
I think that's what they're going off of.
I don't believe so.
I believe you are getting the devil horn costume.
Yes, so we are getting
and
that.
the regular ones.
They did not mention that the video that you were referring to, which is 3C. By the way, I hope you're checking it out, Chris. That is, I would love that. Please respond to my email, please. Anyway, that being said, of course, obviously, I think it's just with his film or with his video about the news that we are getting this Ghostface game. Yes, we are not getting any killers from the movies. It's not related to any of the movies, but he did bring up there was a mobile game to promote Scream 4. I don't believe they're going off of that, but that could be like a jump board for where they go to. I think honestly they're probably going to follow more Dead by Daylight, at least in like inspiration of how the gameplay is going to be.
I would think more of the Friday the 13th.
That's what I was thinking too. I think something like that meets Dead by Daylight would be this Ghostface game. So I think it's not a terrible idea. I don't hate the idea. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad.
No, it really does.
You never know.
Yeah, but that being said,
oh, it was a while, but I think it was based off I think it was an indie version. They were doing a different take with Friday the 13th, but it was more stealth based and a lot more horror. I can't remember for life me what it was. I remember seeing it on YouTube a while, like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that.
It might have been shut down because that's the whole reason why they stopped doing the Friday the 13th game. Like those servers are no longer up because I believe that now that the Friday the 13th is out, like the title dispute is out of court. That we may be getting more licensed games, obviously, because I mean that the Friday the 13th game was an indie game; it just got a wide release. So, but yeah, like I think a Ghostface game is not a terrible idea. Never really played Dead by Daylight, but I've seen gameplay. It doesn't look that bad. Never played the Friday the 13th game, but it doesn't seem that bad. I think if you kind of combine those two for a basis for a Ghostface game, I don't think it's a terrible idea. Especially if you want to do like a co-op mode, which yes, I know most people would be like, "Oh, that's just Dead by Daylight," and I'm like, fuck off. At least we actually get a real Ghostface costume, not the shit that we got in that fucking
I mean, like me and Ali were saying, we had two different...
that being said, I don't hate the design.
Hold on. A co-op version of this would be all the players who aren't Ghostface trying to figure out who Ghostface... It would be Among Us.
It'd be Werewolves Within.
Yeah.
Like by the way, great movie if you guys haven't checked it out. It's on
like Ali said, like I feel like a lot of games, horror games, especially like with different franchises, I'm a big lore junkie when it comes to video games, so I would love to see like a literally just story driven, just like
I'm right there.
Either you play as the survivors or you play as the main.
I'm not saying go full Until Dawn, with like the choices depending.
I'm not saying choices. I'm saying like it follows a storyline. You can collect collectibles to like basically to hide a lot of lore and stuff, and you just play the game how it was made.
No, and I don't disagree. I definitely think that you could do something along those lines for sure and make it a great game. Ali?
To be fair, with anything Scream related, the choices are made before the actions happen.
True.
Especially for the killer.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't hate that idea. Yeah. All right. Well, going from one thing of Ghostface to another. So, unfortunately, Radio Silence is not going to be directing our next serving of Ghostface on the big screen, which would be Scream 7. We are getting another director named Christopher Landon. Sad news, I know, because Radio Silence has been doing a really good job with this, but I don't necessarily hate the idea of getting a new director in for Scream 7. Especially if you're going to start doing this as a franchise. I hope that this trilogy works out okay. I don't necessarily need a quadrilogy for this new core 4. I don't necessarily care. My thing is as much as I don't want to see any of them die, I think one of them has to die in this next one. I'm sorry, one of them has to. And that was one of my main complaints of the last one, is there was a character that, granted, yes, I know it is arguably relatively survivable, the situation of getting stabbed multiple times by 2 assailants. There are instances of people that survive that for sure, but it's just one of those things that's like, I don't know. Maybe I like the character, I like the actor, but I think that one of them has to fucking die. Don't make it the Randy character, for the love of God. Do not make it another Minx. I'm going to be very pissed because Randy was one of my favorite characters from Scream 4 or Scream 1.
They should then kill him. I say kill him. Go ahead. Kill him off.
Don't kill.
You always got to kill. You always got to kill off the favorite character.
Do not kill your new Randy. you are going to literally prove everybody's point that this is basically just a retread of the originals, and I don't want that.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Now, that being said, with this new director, I think he's probably going to do just fine. I believe he's worked on a few Scream movies before, as at least either a producer, or he has worked on behind the scenes somehow. Don't quote me on that, but I've heard the name before. I trust this guy. I think he's going to do just a perfectly fine job. If Radio Silence says they trust him, I trust him. So yeah. Anybody else's thoughts on the new director for Scream 7?
I mean,
I think he's going to do a great job on the movie. Honestly, he's been there for the past. If he has, like I said, if the go word is if he has been there for the past few movies, then yeah, I think he's going to do a really great job of getting the actual details to this movie down. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, he doesn't kill off the Randy character, because then it just would be a piece of shit more likely.
Just be retreading the first movies, yeah. Lewis, you were going to try to say something?
I said it happens. It just happens.
Yeah,
it tends to happen. I think as long as they have a good director that they trust and to move the franchise the way that they need to, it'll be fine. So I mean, I think one of the misconceptions of having a new person in is I think it's just the fear of not performing as well as someone who has already have a high caliber of just their profile basically of all the stuff that they've done. So
I think that it also comes from, I think each and every one of us has dealt with this situation of a new manager comes in and just screws everything up by making humongous changes.
Yeah. Or at the very least, they haven't fucked with you yet, so you don't hate them, but everybody else hates them.
Yeah.
I've had that situation more times than I'd like to.
And I think that's where the fear of new directors comes in.
It's a very similar fear. I don't disagree with you.
Now, I do have issue with what you were saying about killing off one of the big characters. We lost Dewey in 5.
I'm talking about this new group. Out of the new group. The core 4.
The new core 4.
Well, there was never really a core 4. It was really the core 3 from the original franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you had Dewey, Gale, and Sydney. Now you have the Meeks twins, or at least Randy's niece and nephew. You have, that's Stu, freaking Billy Loomis's daughter. You have her half sister, and then that's it. Yeah, that's the 4. That's the core 4. Funsies.
Sounds like funsies.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to this next movie. But yeah. So going for,
I might even go watch it.
Oh no, I highly recommend that. If you haven't seen the new Scream movies, definitely check them out, especially if you're a Scream fan. Which, granted, I'm pretty sure a lot of them have. Those movies have been doing. They did really well in the box office, so that's good. Also, Scream 6 is really entertaining. The only problem I have with it is the final act. The final act kind of sucks. I mean, it's still fun. It's still fun, but the reveal is like, come the fuck on, really. But that being said, it's still fun. I still like that movie. It's on my to-do list to get. I'm trying to get Scream 4, and then I'm gonna get 5 and 6. That's my goal. But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go from something that is nerve-wracking, but not necessarily gonna cause too much cause for concern, to something that is just head-scratching. Gal Gadot apparently is going to be in development for a third Wonder Woman movie with Peter Safran and James Gunn. So we don't know any details as to if she is still Wonder Woman or if she's just going to help out in this movie. Maybe she's directing. We don't know. So we don't know any core details, but this is definitely something I wanted to bring up because it's like, how do we all feel about the new DC timeline? Because or not the DC timeline, but this new reboot where it's like a soft reboot. We are getting a few characters from the original timeline that we have. Like we're getting all the Peacemaker characters, the Amanda Waller characters, and then also you have Gal Gadot apparently returning, but yet you got rid of Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, arguably one of the best parts of this last franchise. Don't get me wrong, Gal Gadot was definitely good too. But and I like Gal Gadot. I don't hate her. She's fine. I don't. I don't dislike the woman. She's perfectly fine. She was a great Wonder Woman. Had a good first movie, a batshit insane second movie, and not in the best way. Entertaining at least. But yeah,
I think it's just they're trying to pick up the pieces. That's literally all they're doing at this point. Like, is just trying their best to basically try to make sense of everything. Since they kind of just said, remember that whole timeline that we decided to push out? Yeah, fuck that shit.
This is our new one.
Yeah.
They shot themselves in the foot, and they're trying to hobble along.
Yeah, pretty much. At least they're trying to hobble along.
DC's been doing that. But DC's been doing that for years.
That is true.
Let's just hope they get it right.
Honestly, it's in a wheel. They're in a wheelchair at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They keep shooting themselves in the same goddamn foot.
So that's my point. I'm like, how would you guys like? I like the idea that they're bringing over Blue Beetle. I think that's perfectly fine, especially because he's getting his first movie. But my thing is it's like, okay, look, if you're gonna reboot it, as much as I like John Cena and all the other characters that are in Peacemaker, and I get why he didn't cut it because it's his freaking characters, and I like the actress they have for fucking Waller, but in my personal opinion, go for a hard reboot, get us all new cast to play these characters, and that's fine. I don't hate that, but it's like if you're gonna pick and choose what you want to keep, why the fuck couldn't you patch things up with at least Ben Affleck? I understand Henry Cavill got fucked over by Warner Brothers way too many goddamn times, but like at the very least, keep them. Like I would argue definitely keep Gal Gadot as well, but it's just like you're gonna confuse people, especially with the fact that we're also gonna have Matt Reeves' Batman universe doing its own thing. It's its own universe, so we're gonna have two competing universes in live action,
which is gonna be.
It's going to be confusing.
It's going to be...
Yeah.
But it isn't the first time that they had a confusing situation for DC, though.
That is true. And I will say that that James Gunn has announced that he said, look, we're not going to follow Marvel where you have to watch 2 movies and 3 shows, waste 10 hours just to watch this next movie and catch up. Whereas, he's like, yeah, no, if you haven't watched this show that ties into this character, you don't need to watch the show. You can watch the movie, and then if you're interested, watch the show. But you don't have to watch the show. If you just want to watch the movies, you can follow along just fine.
They're trying to make
it... God he said that.
They're trying to make it accessible to anybody and everybody without it seeming like you have to have priority to whatever show that comes on or whatever movie that comes on. Like, you have to watch it and you have your,
Yeah, and that's arguably what Marvel's running into. Like, technically, in order to watch Multiverse of Madness, you had to have at least watched WandaVision in order to be mostly caught up. Another instance would be now apparently Falcon and Winter Soldier, Armor Wars, Secret Invasion is all going to lead into Captain America: Brave New World, as well as the Thunderbolts. So it's like, okay, what?
Armor Wars? Wait, when did we get
Armor Wars is going to be coming out soon. I'm just saying, like, that's what that's all what you have.
I thought I had missed something already.
No.
Yeah, no. Armor Wars is supposed to come out, I believe, this winter.
I don't think so. They would have marketed it by now.
I don't.
Yeah, there would be a lot more.
And it probably got delayed too because of the strikes.
Yeah. I think the original time frame was supposed to come out like this fall.
Probably, but they pushed back their time frame so many different times. It's not even funny.
Yeah. But who knows?
I think they're just trying to go for a different approach this time. Hopefully, it works out.
I don't hate.
Hopefully, it does.
I hope it works out great too. It's just we're gonna have to see how Blue Beetle performs this month, and then of course we're also gonna have to see this fall or this December on how Aquaman 2 performs, and I don't think it's gonna perform well.
I think Blue Beetle's gonna be fine. I don't think it'll break records because of how just
the marketing is terrible.
Just the readjustment of everything that's happening with the timeline and stuff, and also like marketing, like you said. Yeah. But I think Blue Beetle will be fine. I think it'll have average viewership. I think it'll have like an average sale on the box office.
Well, I think it's going to definitely be kind of like I don't think it's going to perform as well as Black Panther, but I think it's going to be like the Hispanic equivalent to Black Panther because this is kind of like one of those big, we finally got a Mexican lead as a superhero in this movie, and I think that's what's ultimately going to help this movie. But yeah, that's my personal belief.
I think it might break even. It could break even.
I hope it at least breaks even. I hope it makes a little bit of.
I hope so.
I hope it makes a little bit of money. Now, granted, because there is little to no marketing, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Now,
that's what's hard because of the.
That's gonna make it easier to make its money back, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
Because the real reason why most
I don't know.
movies
A lot of people have. A lot of people are really disappointed with DC, with the DC movies in general, because of everything that's happened in the past few years.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are really do not have a lot of faith in it,
No.
and definitely don't have a lot of faith in Warner Brothers in general right now.
No.
Because of the shit that's going on. So
yeah.
Especially what they pulled with the whole Flash incident. That they took
not just
back the whole Batman Begins.
It's not just
dude,
that's a bigger can of worms. It's not just Flash. It's also their parent company that they're sponsoring, Rooster Teeth, that's over here in Austin, Texas, which there was a lot of shit and drama with that company. There is a lot of drama all over the place with that company right now. Like, just
Warner Brothers
is
in serious hot water right now.
Not as bad as Disney though, because Disney's broke. No,
but also
oh wow, that'd be hilarious to find out.
Speaking of Aquaman, I really don't see it doing anything because of the fact of once we get our trailer, once we have the release, sure, a few people are going to go see it, but because of how events transpired between Johnny Depp
and Amber
Heard,
yeah.
I really think it's going to be another situation like what we had with the D&D movie. I think
Flash.
the D&D movie, where a lot of people are going to boycott it and not go see it.
That is true, and actually, unfortunately, the D&D movie was a flop in the box office, and I think part of it was because it is a hard movie to market, and if you're not a D&D fan, obviously it's going to be like, well, that just looks like a regular generic, just generic comedy fantasy, and it's like, well, yeah, but that's what a D&D campaign is. It's not meant to be, this groundbreaking series. It's just supposed to be a fun waste of time.
Yeah.
And that's what that movie was. I'm not saying it's a waste of time.
Which really sucks that was a flop because it was a great movie.
It was a really
great movie.
I enjoyed that whole entire movie. Didn't matter.
I saw it 3 times in theaters. Of course it's a good movie. That's one of the few movies I have ever seen in 3 times. And I've seen a couple movies once or twice in theaters. I have not seen any movie aside from
Spider-Verse, I'm assuming.
No, actually, believe it or not. I actually saw that and Guardians. I saw D&D and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 times.
And
first time I saw them is because I just got early access.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing with the Aquaman thing was that they're going to take out Amber Heard from some of the scenes.
That's one of the rumors, but I don't think it's going to happen.
But even
I don't
Gallows,
think so either.
even though that whether they decide to take her out or not, the damage has already been done.
Yeah,
the damage has already been done, and when people
also,
have their
Jason
mindset.
Been officially casted as Aquaman going forward, so a lot of people are like, well, look, if we're going to get this new timeline, then what the fuck is the point of seeing these movies? That's why the director of Blue Beetle had to come out and say, no, this movie is a part of the new franchise because it's separate enough. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it'll probably, I don't want to say do as bad as The Flash. It might do a little better.
I think Blue Beetle will probably do better than The Flash. Definitely Aquaman.
Well, I'm talking about Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman?
I'm talking about
I don't know. It might do just slightly better. It might slightly do better.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It might do slightly better than The Flash. Blue Beetle, hopefully, because from the trailers I've seen for Blue Beetle, it looks pretty good.
You know what else?
It looks like
I have not seen a single trailer for Aquaman.
Yeah,
that is true. That is very true. That haven't done it.
And it's supposed to come out in December, and we haven't seen a trailer yet.
We'll probably get a trailer either the end of this month or sometime next month.
Maybe.
And I'm assuming
hopefully sometime next
trial stuff too, and all just the here and there of if they're gonna replace her or not. And I think just a lot of stuff that's
well, obviously they're gonna replace Aquaman and Mera. They're gonna replace both of them at some point. Yeah. I honestly, in my opinion, if you don't cast Alexander Skarsgård as Lex Luthor, I think he would make a really good Aquaman. in my personal opinion. I think he would do just fine as that character. He's got the jawline for it, in my opinion, and also I think he would look fine with blonde hair. So there's that. It doesn't help the fact that he's a Swede. I mean, Swedes usually look good with blonde hair, in my personal opinion. That's just me. Anyways, that being said, of course, we're gonna go ahead and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I would like a new Wonder Woman. I think that would be perfectly fine because Gal Gadot's fine. I don't hate her, but I definitely think like maybe have her be like a mentor to this new Wonder Woman, or have her direct. I don't know what her directing style would be like. That'd be interesting to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think like have her as Wonder Woman would, because that's just going to confuse the hell out of everybody.
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're supposed to, if they're rebooting the franchise as a whole,
Yeah. That's kind of my
honestly get a new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you there. So yeah. Anyways, going from that, we're gonna go ahead and go into the last two topics. The first one is there is a Monopoly movie in works. Okay,
That's a sentence.
that's a sentence. It is. Here's the thing.
That's just
Compared to the
I don't
fact
know.
that apparently Crayola is supposed to be getting a live action movie at some point, I think Monopoly has more of a story.
No. Crayola's doing their own movie and TV show company. That's what they're doing.
Why?
They're not giving us a movie. They're doing their own
that's
company.
a different-
No.
that's
They're
different.
giving
kids.
us a movie.
It's for
They're
kids.
giving us a movie. They're
Really?
not making their own TV show company. No, they're giving us a movie. Because Barbie was a success. Barbie's about to break $1 billion, guys, worldwide.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Which is all well and good. There is no story behind Monopoly. It's landlord the
Compared
game.
compared to Crayola, there is a story behind Monopoly. Now, in my opinion, you could do what you did with the Tetris movie, which is tell a crazy true story that actually happened with the creation of or like something that happened with Monopoly. Because apparently there is a real story that somebody stole the Monopoly idea and there was like a whole lawsuit behind that. So that could be interesting. Like give us like a historical drama or whatever. That's fine. I don't hate that. Like I said, Tetris did.
Give us a horror movie.
That
Or
would be,
Monopoly.
that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that would be the good idea. But like when it comes to like actually just adapting the board game to screen, Battleship had more of a story.
Yeah.
Whether or not that was a good movie, that's up to you. I think it's dog shit, but it's fun.
I thought it was okay.
It's fun.
Battleship is okay.
It's
Well,
But it was easy
hold
for
on.
them to make a story out of
That's
it.
true.
Hold on. I got the idea for
is
the whole Monopoly
landlord the
movie.
game.
The whole idea for the Monopoly movie should be, I think it might really work, is how you got the dog, all the pieces that you need to play as the characters.
Yes.
Those characters are the billionaires fighting over one town. It becomes like a whole battlefield, basically.
Okay. I don't hate that idea.
I don't know if you guys ever watched. It was like a B or C D movie. It was about how a whole apocalypse started because the companies fought over stuff like that. It's not Mad Max. I forgot the name of it. It's something like that. Basically.
Wall-E?
No, not Wall-E.
Yeah.
Not Wall-E.
Wall-E?
It was something else. I can't remember. It was something like Hunter or something like that.
I have no idea what you're
I
talking
have
about.
Like I said, I would have to look it up. But like I said, I guess that'd be a good idea for it. 5 companies battle out for
I don't
the
know
whole
that.
town.
I don't know.
I
that
feel
just
like
sounds
in a
weird.
sick, twisted way, they're gonna use the board, but have the idea of like the like actually like monopolize people who are wanting to they're basically playing the game to play in real life. So they're basically like take a gamble on actual properties while playing the board game in itself and trying to screw each other over.
There's definitely some interesting ideas
that
that you can
too.
do with it. It's just going to be hard to execute. That's the problem.
Yeah,
So,
that is the problem.
Now, granted,
That is the big
I
problem.
do not envy the person that's having to write the Crayola movie. I do not. Just like, where the fuck are you going to get the
No, I
story
know.
from that?
Oh, the
Like,
Crayola
yeah.
movie? That
Don't
thing
get me
is
wrong.
It's a movie about racism.
hey,
Yeah.
the Crayola movie is gonna hit with a bunch of the Marines.
That'll be fun.
Okay, that's funny. That is funny. I give you.
Or they can go with the whole food tales. I don't know if you like the vegetables.
So, that being said,
you know what I'm talking about?
that being said,
Veggie Tales.
you're talking about Veggie Tales, yeah.
Veggie Tales for Crayolas.
Yeah. So with Crayola, I don't know how the fuck you're gonna do it.
What is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be like a documentary of how Crayola came to be, or is it just?
It's supposed to be like a kids movie, like something similar to the Lego movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie about racism.
Sure, we'll go with that. Because it's not like we haven't seen every fucking Disney animated movie ever.
Yeah, not like the woke Snow White that's coming out. That's totally not racist.
Or Pixar.
I'm sorry.
Some of the newer Pixar movies.
White?
Woke Snow White.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry.
I swear you said Snow White.
Anyways,
which is just hilarious in my mind. The image that conjured.
Leon, I know you saw that subtle movement there. So just no, I was like, hold on, wait a second. So sorry, Snow White? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my lord!
Demonetized.
Canceled. Black Chat.
Anyways, it is what it is. Anyways, that being said, of course, there's like, okay, I remember when the Lego movie was coming out, everybody's like, this movie's not gonna work, and it ultimately did. Now, granted, would I like Phil Lord and Chris Miller to do a Crayola movie? I'd like to see what they can fucking pull off, but
yeah,
I do not envy them. That's the thing.
No.
I do not envy anybody who has to make this movie.
It's the same thing about the Minecraft one. I'm like, I don't even know how they're going to do that shit.
There are so many different ways you can do a Minecraft movie.
There
are countless ways you can do a Minecraft movie, and the one I've been hearing is not terrible. It's it's apparently gameplay. It's gonna be similar to, I guess, again, the Lego movie. It's gonna be like gameplay mixed with live action elements, so like these characters are actually voiced by their live action counterparts. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't heard any updates about the Minecraft movie. I'm curious.
I heard that's what because I heard they were also going to do a Hot Wheels movie because Barbie movie is doing really well. I heard that's how they were going to do it with Hot Wheels.
They've done a Hot Wheels movie. It's called Cars.
But a real
not
Hot
run
Wheels movie with actual like sports cars and stuff and actual details.
It's called Cars.
Yeah, no, but more detail, like more leading on to like more.
I would like to see for a Hot Wheels movie.
It's gonna be more direction towards like basically guys who are into car guys. So basically,
what I would like. Let's be perfectly honest. The best adaptation of Hot Wheels has been every Fast and Furious movie since Fast 5. You cannot deny that. But no. So here's what I would like to see: get that crazy, ridiculous bullshit from any of the Fast and Furious movies since the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
Take the elements of Twisted Metal that has been going on with that show. Do that kind of like, not necessarily as gritty as Twisted Metal, but definitely do something along the lines of like something like that. I think you have a perfect movie right there.
I'm a laugh that
they
just
the Hot Wheels movie is supposed to be. It was supposed to get targeted to kids.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I don't know how that.
I'm a laugh if they decide to use like the whole like we're gonna start doing this movie as a race in the beginning, and then just go
see Sonic
family.
Yeah. He's just seeing Sonic run by. He's like, "Hey, it's all about family, Tom," and just run off.
I don't know. From what I've heard, is like since the Barbie movie is doing so well in theaters,
yes, Mattel has like
Mattel's gonna work. Yeah, they have a lot of different movies they want to work on. They want to work on a freaking Furby movie. I heard.
Oh god,
dude, that's gonna be horrific.
I heard,
it better be a goddamn horror movie.
Shit, I heard about a Sorry movie.
How the fuck do you do that?
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Sorry movie.
Apparently, and I reported on this like before the podcast even existed. There was going to be an Uno movie that was an underground, underground hip hop, and it was going to be a comedy heist film with freaking what's his name? Little Yachty was gonna be he was gonna be the lead star, and it was also gonna take place in Atlanta in the underground hip hop area. and then it was going to be a comedy heist film.
Oh.
I'm like, an A for creativity, but an F for what the fuck? You're drunk. Go home. What the shit are you talking about? For
Uno is all over the goddamn place with that.
Yeah,
I saw an early concept for Sorry, and they are, if they, I don't know if it's still going to be the same thing, but they're trying to make that movie into like a horror-ish movie, and the way that they had it all like the poster for it, it kind of looked like a ripoff of like trying to basically make a Ouija board out of Sorry, which is very weird.
Stupid as hell.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I heard that was all fan art. Like they did one for Sorry, they did one for Mousetrap, they did one for Chutes and Ladders, Hungry Hippos, and I'm like, what the fuck?
This all sounds like one of those student project movies that you occasionally see on YouTube. Where the teacher just said, hey, take this concept and fit it into this genre.
Know what else it sounds like?
Bullshit.
Robot chicken strips.
It does. That's what I was trying to think of earlier.
Robot chicken
skits. I'm telling you. Because they actually did Hungry Hippos. They did Monopoly as a Boardwalk Empire parody. They already did freaking what was the other one they did?
I know they did.
They didn't do Sorry.
Battleship.
If you want a Mousetrap video, just watch fucking Saw, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Basically.
They did Battleships.
Yeah.
You should get the guys from Robot Chicken and try to see if they can come up with live action versions.
You know what I want? I want a goddamn game of life game.
Hilarious.
Or I want a goddamn game of life video movie. See how the fuck you're gonna pull that one off.
So they actually had one of those. It's actually done in reverse. It's called Benjamin Button.
I hate you. I hate you.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to test me? You want to test me? Fuck off. Nah, I'm kidding. Welcome back, Allie. Anyways, okay, so going from that, let's go into something that we know will work. Though, granted, I don't know what the hell they're going to do with it. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Lego Harry Potter game that is in works.
I know.
We don't know.
I think I have an idea.
We don't know exactly what's going on with it. It could be something similar to the Skywalker Saga, Lego Skywalker Saga that we got, where they are going to have DLC based off of, like, we could probably get like a Fantastic Beasts DLC, which granted is about the only thing you really can do.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think
Cursed Child, maybe?
No, I think just all of Fantastic Beasts. I think that's what a lot of people have been waiting on since I bought the game, the remastered for both.
Yeah, but that was just years 1 through 4 and years 5 through 7 into one game. That's all it really was. Yeah. Now I think we're gonna get like an actual solid, like they're probably gonna tweak a few things here and there, maybe upgrade some of the graphics.
Yeah,
because I had the same
for sure. I know for sure that they're probably gonna wrap it all together.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, from what I've read about it, because this was from the article I found, it said it was a leaked information.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. It's supposed to, like you were saying, it's supposed to be similar to the Skywalker Saga, where it goes through all 8 movies into one. Didn't really say anything if they were going to add Fantastic Beasts to it or not.
I would be surprised if they did, because Fantastic Beasts did not do well.
I can see them, like Lewis was saying, like possibly like DLC characters.
Yeah.
But opening up as a storyline, I don't think it'd work.
No. I would like to see Cursed Child. That'd be interesting in Lego form.
But Cursed Child is like a whole other topic.
It's a stage play. I know, but I've read the stage play. It's actually not a bad stage play. I would love to see a movie.
I just bought the stage play not too long ago.
It's pretty good. My mom had it, and I read through it in an afternoon. It's not that hard to read, honestly. Yeah.
No,
that's only if they decide to actually want to do it. That's another thing.
The problem becomes with that is
I've heard
Daniel Radcliffe does not want to.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Back.
Yeah, he's done.
He said, "I am done with Harry Potter. I don't want to go back to it. That's why
I don't want to be known as Harry Potter
for the rest of his life." And that's fine. And not to be perfectly honest, he most likely is going to be. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely been versatile. Like his first big movie after Harry Potter was Horns. It's a fucked up movie.
He has definitely shown that give him a role and he will
fucking act the
he
shit
will
out
run
of it.
with
Yeah.
it.
What
Like
was
honestly, the worst acting out of him was in the Goblet of Fire, in my opinion. Believe it or not, I think that's some of his worst acting.
What was the?
What is funny is the acting was when he had guns screwed to his hands.
Oh,
Guns
Guns
Akimbo.
Akimbo. Yeah, Guns Akimbo. I haven't seen that one, but it looked funny.
I haven't seen that one either.
His
It's
weirdest role was
hilarious.
Swiss Army Man.
It's really funny.
I'm sorry,
That's what
his weirdest role was Swiss Army Man.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah, about Swiss
I
Army
haven't seen
Man.
that one either.
And then there's the show that he's in, Miracle Workers,
which apparently I think is going to get canceled.
Oof.
There was only so long it was going to keep going with how they were doing it.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So, so do we give this the Bippity Boppity or do we give this the the Vada Kedavra?
This man.
I don't know. Once we figure out more information about
I feel like they're going to combine. I think they're going to tie in Fantastic Beasts, and if they don't, I mean,
probably
it wouldn't surprise me either. So
I wouldn't mind like a full-on remaster of all the games, like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. That's when I first heard about the news. I think that's where they're leaning.
Essentially, what Skywalker Saga was. It was a remaster of all the games, and then they added DLC as well as the sequels. So, because I don't think the sequels had their own separate game, Lego wise.
I think only
Force Awakens. Yeah, Force Awakens was the only one that had it.
Yeah, I don't remember 8 or 9 having a Lego version.
They did not have a Lego version until Skywalker Saga, and Skywalker Saga also has Mandalorian. I believe Clone Wars is on there. I don't know. Clone Wars. No, Clone Wars characters are on there. It is not a story that you can buy. And I believe the only other one that's on there that is a story.
Rebels.
Rebels, yeah. Well, they have Rebels characters. I don't think they have the story.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I think the only story that they added was Mandalorian,
which actually makes sense.
It does. Mandalorian's pretty episodic, so it makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
But well, guys, I think we've talked what we're gonna talk. So farewell to live videos.
This was actually a pretty long episode, honestly.
Alan, you get to say nothing and go sit in a corner.
Fuck off. Are you really sure you want to pull out the chaos that Bippity Boppity Boo is going to entail? Because that is the Godmother's catch-all. There is no specific effect that spell has.
Swish and flicker.
Swish and flick.
Although, like, how do we feel about did we talk about last week about Pee Wee Herman, or was that
was this week? And honestly, that's kind of a thing. It's sad, and that's part of the reason why I don't really like talking about it anymore. Is there's a lot of celebrities that are dying, and it seems like almost every other week we're getting one. So I think Betty White was the last one we did. I think Betty White was the last one we did.
Yeah.
No, we did a couple more after. Because we talked about Jason David Frank one, and crap, there was like 4 or 5 other ones we did.
Yeah, but there's a reason why I kind of stopped letting it be a topic. Is it's just depressing, and there's only so much we can say about it.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of my thought.
Not to mention, everybody else does it.
Yeah.
But rest in peace.
Hold on, we can't really say that because we're doing the same thing that most everybody's doing. So.
Okay, there is a difference.
There is a difference. We're on a long format. Other people are on short-term format.
So. And we're on video format, and everybody else is on audio.
When it comes to celebrity deaths, when they happen, you can't go 5 minutes without tripping over a video about it on TikTok.
Yeah. But that being said, it is.
I wrote a lot of kidnapped Sandy Claus videos.
Yeah. So it is unfortunate that we did lose Paul. I'm blanking on his last name. It is unfortunate that we lost Pee Wee Herman. But
cancer's a bitch.
Cancer's a bitch. Exactly my fucking point. Yeah. So on that depressing ass note, let's go ahead and wrap this shit up. So this will be the last live stream format podcast that we do for a while, but you can still catch our videos at 7 o'clock. They are just going to be pre-recorded. Any long pauses are going to be cut out. Of course, we'll still have the fumbles. We'll still have the professional moments. And of course, this has been the Snodacast, episode 21 of season 4, the last live stream for quite a while, I would assume. I've been your host, Black Chef 56. I have been joined by my second in command, Diamond Assassin, aka Lewis.
We'll see you with more content soon. We promise.
Absolutely. We promise. This is like the 5th time we promised, but this time we mean it. We mean it with heart. By that I mean we've been stabbed repeatedly in the chest. No, I'm kidding.
We actually mean it since we're going to be recording.
But this time. That being said, of course, we were also joined by the immortal Hungry Hufflepuff, aka Ali.
Be nice to each other. I'm tired of seeing you kill each other.
Be kind and rewind.
No, I'm kidding.
It gets boring after a while.
All right, fair enough. And of course, we were
Pick a hobby.
Yeah, pick a hobby. No, I'm kidding. And of course, we were also joined by the wonderful DJ Lionheart, aka Leon.
As hobbies go, stay nerdy.
Of course, it feels naked without you saying that. And of course, we were also joined by the Hawaiian shirt one himself, Gallows, aka Thomas.
Hey, I like that, honestly. I really do. I think that's one of the best ones. And see you guys later.
Yeah. No, hey, dude, start wearing Hawaiian
shirts. For a moment, I honestly thought his screen was frozen. He got to sit there. And just,
he does sit still very, very well. I've noticed that.
Like I said, he posts.
Yeah,
he poses.
Exactly. He poses. Of course. All right. And once again, I've been Black Chef 56. This has been the Snodacast, season 4, episode 21. The last live stream for quite a while, but we'll start.
That means game night. Let's go.
Hold your fucking dick on that one, but we'll get to that eventually.
Seriously, you couldn't wait until we were off the air for that?
Exactly. But anyways, this has been the Snodacast. I've been Black Chef 56, and we will see you all later.